Long before the world ever saw his crossover, they told Allen Iverson he was too small. Growing up in Hampton, Virginia, that wasn't just an opinion. It was a warning. Life there didn't reward patience. It rewarded toughness. With his father gone and his mother working tirelessly, Allen learned a lesson that would define him. If you don't fight for your place, someone else will take it from you. Sports weren't a dream at first. They were an escape. When he ran, he felt a sense of freedom. When he played, the chaos of his world just faded away. The football field and the basketball court became the only places where his effort actually guaranteed a result. By the time he reached high school, it was obvious to everyone. This kid was different. He didn't just win, he dominated. He led his teams to state championships in both football and basketball. Crowds chanted his name. Adults called him special, destined for greatness. But destiny doesn't protect you from being in the wrong place at the wrong time. One night, a fight broke out at a local bowling alley. It was pure chaos. Panic. No one had a clear story, and there was no clear evidence. But Allen Iverson was there, and for some, that was enough. At just 17 years old, he was arrested, convicted, and sentenced to 15 years in prison. 15 years. In an instant, his entire future collapsed. The scholarships vanished, the coaches stopped calling. The same people who had praised him suddenly disappeared. Prison didn't just scare him. It forced him to confront the terrifying idea that the world had already made up its mind about who he was. Imagine being that young, realizing that your talent means nothing when the system has already passed its judgment. A judge later reduced his sentence, and he walked free. But it didn't feel like a victory. He was out, but he wasn't forgiven. His name now carried a different kind of weight. Colleges saw him as a risk. The media wanted a villain, not the truth. Only one man was willing to take a chance. Georgetown coach, John Thompson. Going to Georgetown wasn't a reward. It was a final test. Allen arrived guarded, quieter, more serious. Every single practice felt like one wrong move could cost him everything all over again. He studied harder than ever. He listened more intently. And when he played, you could feel the desperation burning beneath the brilliance. This wasn't just for fun anymore. This was about survival. Every drive to the basket was personal. Every time he fell, it felt symbolic. He played like someone who knew just how quickly the ground could be pulled out from under him. When the 1996 NBA draft arrived, Allen Iverson's name was the first one called. The kid once labeled a danger to society was now the future of an entire franchise. But the NBA didn't know what to do with him. He didn't look like their other stars. He didn't speak in carefully crafted sound bites. He didn't dress to please the sponsors. And instead of changing himself to fit the league, he forced the league to look at itself. The braids, the tattoos, the raw, unfiltered honest diet was all a statement. It was Allen refusing to hide who he was. And kids across the country saw themselves in him. They didn't see perfection. They saw truth. But that kind of truth scared people who were used to being in control. It came with a cost, and Allen Iverson paid that price every single night on the court. He played like every game could be his last, because he knew what it was like to almost lose his freedom forever. He attacked the basket without fear, crashing into players twice his size. He fell down constantly, but he always got back up, and he never, ever slowed down. The city of Philadelphia embraced him because he was a reflection of them, flawed, passionate, and absolutely unbreakable. In 2001, he carried that city on his back all the way to the NBA Finals. Game 1 against the Lakers felt like an impossible task. Shaq, Kobe, a dynasty that seemed completely unbeatable. And then, Allen Iverson dropped 48 points. 48 on the biggest stage, against the best team in the world. When he stepped over Tyronn Lue after hitting that clutch shot, it wasn't an act of disrespect, it was a release. It was years of anger, injustice, and the fight for survival, all pouring out in a single moment. That image became iconic, but what people often forget is the immense weight it carried. Iverson wasn't just playing basketball, he was fighting his past every single night. As the years went on, the hits started to add up. The injuries piled on. The league began to change, and Allen Iverson the ultimate symbol of defiance, slowly began to fade from the spotlight. There was no grand farewell tour, no perfect storybook ending. Just silence. People laughed when he struggled later in his career. They turned his emotional press conferences into jokes, reducing his complex journey to a series of misunderstandings. What most people fail to realize is that Iverson never learned how to live gently because life never treated him gently. He gave too much of himself, trusted people and lived like tomorrow wasn't promised because for most of his life, it wasn't. Today, Allen Iverson is older. He's quieter, more reflective, and maybe, for the first time, he's truly at peace. But his influence never faded, it multiplied. You see it in every fearless guard who drives to the rim. You see it in every player who refuses to hide who they are. You see it in every kid who believes that heart can always outweigh height. Allen Iverson wasn't perfect, but he was honest. And maybe that's why his story still matters so much. Because deep down, many of us know what it feels like to be judged too early, to be misunderstood, and to find the strength to stand tall anyway. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments what Allen Iverson means to you. See you next time.